And I'm back with another prediction video, and this time it's La Liga, even though they've been having a hard time with the league, but I still think it's going to be an exciting season. And in 20th place, I think I would have Girona. They did good to come up, but I feel like the signings they've made haven't been impactful enough for them to make a push to stay up. So I'm just going to keep them in 20th place. And in 19th place, I'd have Almeria. We're not a decent side, but they've made some good signings. They have Kaiki Fernandez from Santos, is a big talent from Brazil, great, good center back, and I feel like he'll help this season. And as well as their main striker Umar Sadiq, he has a lot of potential to score a lot of goals in La Liga, and I feel like it will be good, but not quite good enough to keep them up. And at 18th place, I would have to say is Cadiz. They haven't made a lot of good signings or a lot of signings in general, but I feel like yeah, this is their time that they're gonna go down. Even though they've had some good games and they stayed up recently for the past 2 years, I feel like they have they haven't made enough signings and they're just not gonna stay up. They don't look like a team that's gonna be staying up this season for me. Next, I would have Real Valladolid. They do not have as much signings as I thought they would have, but because of the promotion, because Ronaldo is their owner. But I signed Sergio Asenjo, who's a good goalkeeper. He's been in the Liga for a while, and I feel like it's a good asset to have. And they've also signed Gonzalo Plata from Sporting, who's a decent talent. He hasn't quite hit the ground running in Portugal, but he used to have this potential that people talked about. But I feel like it's decent signings just to keep them slightly up. And then in 16th place, I would have to say Mallorca. They've let go of Kubu, who's a good player. I think they should have kept him, and I think they've signed pretty well this summer. Pablo Maffeo is a great signing in my opinion, and I feel like he will help. And Muriqi from Lazio will help a lot. I think this is going to be enough for them to stay up. In 15th, I'll have Borja Mayoral. Borja Mayoral. I was going to talk about him, but I'll have Getafe because of that signing of Borja Mayoral, who's a good striker for them. He has been. And they've also signed Porto on loan for Real Sociedad, and I feel like that will help a lot. And I feel like they can keep growing, although it won't be as fun and entertaining because of their style. I feel like they're still going to be up. They're a good team in La Liga. And no, in 11th and 14th place, I would have to say. Actually, let me swap this. I'll keep Elche in 15th place and Getafe in 14th because I don't think Elche is going to do well. They're not a side that they haven't done well in their spending, but they have signed some good players on loan, like Paul Lirola from Marseille, and I feel like it's a decent signing for them. I just feel like they can stay at 15th and now be 14th, and Getafe I'll just move them to 14th, and in 13th place, yeah, I would have to say. Uh, I have to say Osasuna. Osasuna, they're a decent side. They're always staying in that middle part of the table, and I feel like although they haven't done much, I think they still have a good squad that works in La Liga, and I feel like they can stay there around 13th place. And then 12th, I would have to say Rayo Vallecano. They had a great start to last season. They were in top four for a little bit in that beginning few months, that the first month or so. And I feel like they're still looking like a good squad, and they keep adding more players, which will benefit them a lot. And yeah, I just feel like they'll stay around that mid table with 12th place, and they'll do good for another for they have a run in the season where they're doing very well, but I think eventually it'll slow down. So I think 12th is a good spot for them. And in 11th, I would go for Espanyol. Actually, I'll go with Valencia. Espanyol have made a good signing as their coach with their coach because of Diego Martinez, who had a great spell at at what at Granada for the past few years, and now he's going to go to an Espanyol side, which have been looking, let's say, promising, I guess, because they have some young talents like Melendo, and they're just looking like a team that can make a push for 10th place. And Valencia, I think they're going to be in 11th because they're just their organization over there are just not looking good. The owner's relationship with the fans is just awful. There's not a great atmosphere there. But they've also signed Nico Gonzalez from Barcelona on loan. I think he'll help the midfield a lot. And I feel like they'll be 11th place, maybe even 12th, but I'm just going to give them the nod. So in ninth place, I would have Celta Vigo because they've signed extremely well and they've got a lot of former Barcelona players with Mingueza and Carlos Perez. And I feel like they're letting go of Bryce Mendes will hurt them a bit, but I think it will still be enough to do the job and get them eighth place. I mean ninth place. And in eighth place, I would say Bilbao, who are now managed by Ernesto Valverde, who was a good coach for them. I think he fit their system perfectly like a glove as he won the Super Cup against Barcelona with Bilbao, and I feel like he still has the managerial tactics that suit Bilbao's system. And I feel like even though they haven't made it signings, I feel like they're just good enough to stay at eighth. And in seventh place, I will be having get them there. Villarreal. Yeah, I feel like Villarreal. They're just. I think when they have European competition, they won't do well in the league. Like when they're in a European competition, they won't do well necessarily in the league. So I feel like although they have good players with Gerard Romero, Danjuma, Pau Torres, Chukwueze, he doesn't play that much. When he gets his chance, he's decent. I feel like they have a good project with Unai Emery, but I don't think it's enough to get them past sixth. So I just feel like seventh is a perfect spot for them. And in sixth, I will have Real Sociedad. I feel like Real Sociedad have signed well this summer with Bryce Mendes, and I feel like they've been having a good thing going for them for a while, and they've had a great project so far. And I feel like signing Bryce Mendes along with Kubo and Mohamed Ali Cho are all great signings that they have completed to make them get to the top. And it's just I feel like they just need to fix some aspects of their defense. I'm guessing because they haven't made a lot of defensive signings. So I'll just think that if they make a couple more defensive signings, maybe a center back, maybe a left back, I feel like it's possible they can snatch fifth or maybe even fourth. But right now, I have them in sixth. And in fifth place, I will be having Sevilla. I know you're gonna say like what happened to Sevilla, but I feel like they lost too much and they have put in a little because they've lost a lot of talent with Jules Kunde, Diego Carlos, Pozo, Augustinson, and it's just looking like they're not ready for the season. They've only made one center back signing, although I think is good. I think Marcao is good, but I feel like they need to make more before the season starts. And if they don't have that, then I think even six is possible. But right now, I'd give them fifth, just waiting for the signings they're making. I feel like they're trying to sign Tilo Kehrer from PSG, which is it's a decent signing, but it isn't the best. But I feel like they're not going to make top four this year. So I think Europa League is calling their name. Although Isco came and Alex Telles doesn't excite me, but Isco maybe can have a redemption season and maybe can get back to his best. Well, not really his best, but somewhat near his best. And in fourth place, I will be having Real Betis, who have signed well this summer. And I appreciate what they've done, but it's just about getting them registered. So William Jose, who worked well with them last season, I feel like he'll do good. Luis Enrique from Fluminense is a big talent from Brazil. Well, actually, underrated talent from Brazil, and I think he can help a lot in the attack. And Luis Felipe is also a great signing, in my opinion, from Lazio on a free transfer. And I feel like yeah, these signings will help them a lot because I feel like they needed some a boost in defense from Luis Felipe. And I feel like in attack they need to keep William Jose and Luis Enrique might be an exciting winger for them to have. They could make them top four contenders, which I think they're going to get top four. And in third place, I will have Atletico Madrid. Atletico have had an odd summer, I would say the least, but still, they've signed Noel Molina, who I think is a perfect signing, who fits their system extremely well, and also bringing back Saul Niguez, it might be good for him to come back to a team that he's familiar and comfortable with. So it might be a good deal, as well as signing Axel Witsel, who I think is a decent signing for them because he suits that style of play and keeping a hold of Griezmann. But letting go of Suarez might hurt them. Even though he didn't have much to do last season, I still think they need that aggressive number nine, which they don't have at the moment. But I still think they'll finish third because of their team and the coach Diego Simeone. And in second place, this is the big one. I will be saying Real Madrid in second place. Believe it or not, even after their win of the Champions League and the Liga last season, I think they signed well. Chouameni's an amazing transfer, one of the best young midfielders on the planet, as well as signing Rudiger on a free. Their defense got better, their midfield got better, they're looking strong. I feel like that will be the best for them to focus on La Liga this season because Barcelona will be stronger and Barcelona will affect how Real Madrid will play out the season because they don't have as much as depth as Barcelona would. So, for example, with Benzema, they don't have a striker to back him up. So, I think this will hinder Real Madrid for most of the games because Benzema will be tired because Barcelona will be on their heels since last season Barcelona wasn't for most of the year. And I feel like the fact that Barcelona got better, I feel like Real Madrid will have to try a little bit more harder than they did last year. So I feel like second place will be good for them, but it will be very close. I don't think it's going to be a runaway for Barcelona. And in first place, I will have. Let me fix this. Barcelona. I feel like the summer they had was probably the best in Europe. They signed the likes of Rafinha, Koundé, Lewandowski, Kessié, Christensen, and I feel like these signings have just put them on the top in terms of adding depth and quality to the team. And they've let go of some of the players that they never needed and were there for I don't know why. They sold Coutinho. They let Trincao go on loan. They got they got loose of Neto, Puig, Mingueza, Dani Alves. Lenglet went on loan. Adamo Traore, Luke De Jong all went back. So I feel like they've made some good sales, and they've spent well, I guess. Although they're a little expensive, I still think they spent well. And they signed Kessié for free, Christensen for free, adds good depth in center back and in midfield. along with signing a great young talent in Kunde, who will be forming a great partnership with Araujo, I think. And Lewandowski, the goal scorer, he will definitely help because now that's what Barcelona needed, someone to score goals. And Rafinha, I think he's a very good player. It's underrated. I feel like in the Premier League, I feel like he needed just a place where he can shine and have not that much weight on him to perform and carry the team. So I think he'll get better with that because the responsibility isn't always on going to be on him, and he has the freedom to get his 1v1s and the license to shoot. So I feel like all the signings fit and make sense, and I feel like they will gel. But it depends. It all depends on Real Madrid, on if Barcelona is going to win that trophy for La Liga. But right now, I have them at first. So that's all for my predictions, and I'll see you soon.